Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new Elder Scrolls Online news video with me, Sherman. Today guys, we're going to be taking at the patch notes for Elsweyr, the latest update added to PC and Mac as of today, and we're going to take a look at those and talk about it. But I'm going to break this up. I want to be clear on this. I'm going to be breaking up the patch notes because otherwise the video is going to be like 3 hours long and I don't want to put you guys through that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it up into two categories: Elsweyr update and update 22. So you guys can watch the Elsweyr stuff, or you can watch update 22 stuff. It's your choice, and I'm just giving you those options. Alright, so let's get started with Elsweyr patch notes for version 5.0.5. Welcome to Elder Scrolls Online version 5.0.5 and our next chapter, Elsweyr. In the wild and untamed lands of the Khajiit, explore fertile grasslands, winding canyons, and wild borderlands, where the Khajiit grow their famous moon sugar crops. Elsweyr's capital is the beautiful city of Rimmon, currently occupied by Imperial mercenaries, where the local Khajiit are equal part resident and captives. Beyond the city, meet wandering nomads, navigate the scorching deserts of the Scar, and explore timeless Khajiit ruins that are not abandoned as they might seem. During your exploration, you'll need to be aware of the fearsome dragons that soar the skies of Elsweyr. In addition to the exciting zone, we've added the all-new Necromancer class for those that are looking to make the undead serve your will. This new class brings the unique and formidable skill lines for you to master. Overwhelm your foes with destructive elemental spells, encase yourself in protective bone and flesh, or bolster you and your allies with living death magic. For challenging group experience, you can gather the strongest allies to take on our newest 12-player trial, Sunspire, that pits you against a group of menacing dragons within the ancient Temple of Alkosh. Similar to previous trials, Sunspire includes a normal and veteran mode. However, this is the first time you'll find each dragon has its own hard mode. Additionally, if you are able to complete all achievements associated with the trial, you'll be handsomely rewarded with an exclusive Sunspire Champion Sinche line mount. Elsweyr brings 14 new item sets, including perfected and versions found in a veteran Sunspire trial, a number of new collectibles, dyes, and titles, a new crafting ingredient, and even a unique expandable house that you'll unlock simply by completing the portion of the main story. Update 22, which is a free update as part of the base game, includes several exciting additions, features as well. We've introduced the Guild Finder system, which is a tool to connect players to like-minded guilds. PvP players will surely have fun with the addition of weapon artifacts, which, after picked up, will swap out your ability bar so you'll be a living embodiment of the ancient weapon. There are several campaign adjustments, including Alliance locked campaigns, a new Imperial City campaign, the removal of guest campaigns, and some of the Emperor leaderboards. We've also reworked 6 existing item sets in the theme of the Necromancer and implemented a new tool for tracking logged combat events within your group. We look forward to having you play our latest chapter, which is approximately 7.94 gigabytes in size. Thank you and enjoy your time in Elsweyr. I hope you guys like the way I did that new introduction thing where I read it out like that. Being a role player, anything that you can do to inspire and to give a little bit more depth in the way you explain things can really help people like get excited and stuff, and that's all I want to do. Because trust me, you're not the only ones. I'm super stoked for this. Alright, let's get started. So, Elsweyr chapter. New stuff, guys. Lots of new stuff. So, prepare to embark on your journey in this patch. You can travel to the Khajiit kingdom of Nikwina okay, you guys get the idea. In northern Elsweyr to battle the Rage of Dragons. If you guys haven't seen the new trailer, Rage of Dragons, check the link in the description below. You guys can go watch it for yourselves. It's freaking amazing. It got me super stoked. Create a new character and play through. So to begin your voyage in Elsweyr, you can choose among the following. Create a new character to play through the new Elsweyr tutorial. Bring an existing character to the zone. You can enter the zone in one of the following ways, provided it is unlocked on your account. Using the Way Shrine in Rimmon, entering through the gate in the northeastern Grotwood, which connects northern Elsweyr and southwestern edge. Entering through the gate in the northeastern Reaper's March, which connects to the northern Elsweyr's northwestern edge, or traveling to a friend who is already in Elsweyr. Seek out the courier Anis Davo, I think that's how you say it, and Abnerthorn in Riverhold after you exit the tutorial or into the zone for the first time to begin the main story. Elsweyr includes the following activities for your enjoyment. Alright, now we're getting into the stuff I like. 6 delves, each with its own sky shard and associated content. All 6 delves really well put together. If you haven't played in Elsweyr on the PTS, you guys are going to love these. 6 challenging world bosses ranging from Akavari Swordmaster Visradu to the terrible Thanar the Grave Prowler. 2 public dungeons, Rimmon Necropolis and the Plague City of Oakrest. New items crafting station, or new set crafting station, sorry. Over 30 hours of quests. Quest content, exploration, achievement hunting for over 50 new achievements, treasure finding, and monster battles. And of course, hunting down the most terrible predators ever to soar the skies of Tamriel dragons. And I have to say, all this stuff that they talk about here is fantastically well put together. The zone is amazingly well done. It has a lot of exploration to it, a lot of like self-exploration for your character to just explore and see. The 6 delves, amazing. The 6 challenging world bosses are really well done. Some aren't so challenging, some are really challenging, some can be a lot of fun to face with friends. The 2 public dungeons, Rimmon Necropolis and the Plague City of Oakrest, both very well put together, very well done. You're gonna enjoy them a lot. The new crafting sets, new crafting stations. I will talk about the new crafting sets. Oh my gosh, we'll get to those in a minute. And then the new quest line, I didn't get to experience this. I didn't experience that on the PTS because I don't like spoilers for myself. And of course, hunting down the dragons. Dragons are epic. These things are awesome. I don't, I get some people are like, oh yeah, but they're not, no. I like them. I have a lot of fun with them. The new class, Necromancer. Necromancers are able to summon relentless undead to attack their enemies, use blood and bone to protect themselves, and even manipulate the balance of life and death to help their allies. This new class uses the power of death to deal with any situation. Necromancers feature a unique set of abilities that uses corpses as an alternate resource with an emphasis on positional-based gameplay and a deep mastery curve. Necromancers are one of the most challenging classes that people are going to have to play with because it's new. Now, it is true, it is a very positional-based class. That means you have to use the positioning of your summoning minions and stuff like that to really take advantage of the full potential of this class. This class is amazing, though, and they did a really good job putting it together. Practicing necromancy in Tamriel is a criminal act. In most cases, mages casting necromantic spells can feign ignorance or insist the spell originates from a different school of magic. Some spells, however, are too horrific to overlook. Any necromantic ability marked as a criminal act is a major crime and will offend the locals and alert the guards. Now, when they say major crime, they're not lying. The guards will not hesitate to kill you because necromancers are highly looked down on in the world of Tamriel. And yeah, it's kind of immersive. For some people, it's going to be immersion breaking. For a lot of people, it's going to be very immersive. It's going to really, really help you enjoy the game, especially you role players out there. Sunspire Trial. The Temple of the First Cat was at once time a gleaming golden site perched on the lip of the slumbering volcanic crater that drew in pilgrims from all over Elsweyr. Legend says that its inner shrine was erected at the spot where Drozira stood at the mountaintop and heard the great roar of Alkosh, the Cat King of Time, call to him. It is said the lattice is thin at the mountain summit, and those most faithful can still hear echo of the first cat's calling. To this day, the mountaintop temple remains the highest point in Elsweyr. Over time, the popularity of Alkosh and the Khajiit pantheon waned, and less visitors made the harrowing trek up the mountain paths. The present-day temple is on the decline, though its monks, still dutiful, maintain the crumbling statues and relics. They are firm in their belief that one day the mountain will awaken and Alkosh will return to call the Khajiit to him once more. As the Halls of Colossus unleashed dragons over Elsweyr, the isolated monks at the temple are entirely unaware of the new threat. When a huge golden dragon crashes through the roof of the temple, claiming to be the divine protector, they see the creature's presence as nothing short of a miracle, and fall quickly for the dragon's lies and deceit. The once holy temple has been warped into a horrible prison as the dragon deceives his followers into building an army of mortals and dragons under his command. Yeah, this is an epic trial. And I just want to say, like, if you get a chance to play it, at least take a chance and try it. The story in here is fantastic, and it's really well done. Sunspire is a 12-player trial located in the northern portion of Elsweyr. The trial includes a normal and challenging veteran version. I would suggest doing it on normal, just to try it out, just to experience the story. At least try it. Additionally, for the first time, each boss in the trial has its own hard mode. There are unique item sets within the trial, including perfected versions only found in the veteran difficulty. Great for you hardcore players. Unique achievement awards are available for completing the trial. Unique player skins, unique player mount, several titles, and unique housing items. New item sets. There are 14 new item sets available from a variety of sources from Elsweyr. These include 3 item sets available as drops throughout Elsweyr, 3 item sets available at crafting stations in Elsweyr, and 8 item sets available from the Sunspire trial. Now there's 4 normal sets that drop in the normal version of Sunspire, and then there is 4 perfect sets that drop in the veteran version of the trial. You can use the normal sets to get the veteran sets. Okay, just letting you know that's why they're there. But they're really cool, and we'll get to those in a second. Let's go ahead and go over the overland sets. Now these drop from different things such as chests, world bosses, delves, public dungeons, and even dragons. Crafty Elfique Light. Now, the 2-piece adds Max Magicka, 3-piece more Max Magicka, 4-piece more Max Magicka, and the 5-piece adds even more. This is like the sister set to Hulking Draugr, which is the stamina version, and this is the Magicka version. I love the way they did this. I think that this is something that the game very much needed, was a sister set to Hulking Draugr. And it's going to really allow those people who want to focus their character more to a Magicka kind of perspective, a set to do that with. And I really like that they did that. Vesture of Durlock Bray, medium. For those role-playing fans out there that like to play the Dark Brotherhood and the Thieves Guild, they finally put a set in there for you. It's going to help you be more effective at thievery, because it's going to give you magic recovery, stamina recovery on the 2 and 3-piece. The 4-piece reduces the cost, or reduces the radius you can be detected while sneaking by 2 meters, reduces the cost of sneak by 10%, and then while crouching, you restore 670 magicka, stamina, and heal for 670 health every second. This is really fantastic for those people who want to play the Thief type character and the Dark Brotherhood type character in the game and just want to experience that kind of content. That's what this set is designed for, and I think it really fits that perspective of play. But that's pretty much all it's going to be good for. Doesn't mean that you can't play the game like that. It's just, to me, it feels like it's designed that way. Alright, Call of the Undertaker, Heavy. Really like this set. This really fits the Necromancer theme, in my opinion, in a lot of ways, because of the way it's designed. And I really, like, when I first saw this, I didn't see it this way. It wasn't until I started looking at it from my true perspective, which is role-playing, that I started to see this. So, 4% healing taking, 3-piece adds max health, 4-piece healing done, 5-piece max health, and then the other 5-piece, when you deal damage with a light attack, you apply minor lifesteal to your enemy for 8 seconds, healing you and your allies for 600 health every 1 second while dealing, when damaging them. This effect can occur once every 8 seconds. This is a great support set. So if you want to be, even in light armor, you can even use this set as a support set for your allies, because you can use this, instead of using a skill to apply minor lifesteal, you can use this set to apply minor lifesteal. And that's going to save you with casting an ability, so it's going to save you the resources. So you don't even need to cast any skill that has minor lifesteal. You can do it yourself. And you can do this by applying minor lifesteal on something and magic steal if you want, which is really cool. I really like this set. I can't help it. Moving on, crafted sets. Now this is where things get really interesting in my opinion. First is Sinche's Rot's Grit. This adds healing done, max health, healing taken. You notice how it shares a similar one with the Undertaker. It shares the first 4-piece bonus, and there's a reason why it's going to be really interesting when I get done with it. The 5-piece, after being damaged by a damage over time ability, increase your healing received by 6% and your physical and spell resistance by 25/85 for 3 seconds. Now, there is no cooldown. So anytime you take damage, this thing will keep proccing. And it stays applied, as long as you're taking damage over time. So that means if you're affected by burning, chilled, poison, and AoE that does burning over time, anything like that, that's how this set is going to apply to you. And it's a really good set to give you just a little bit of extra survivability, but also have that ability to be a very supportive character if you need to for yourself. Like, it's a selfish set, a lot of people say that, but it's a really interesting set in how it works because of how it can apply to your character and just make you, I don't want to say tanky, but just more survivable. And I just like the way it's put together. Valestre's Tutelage. Now this is a really interesting one. This is another one of those sets. Again, it falls into that support line set, but it's unique in how it's put together because the 2, 3, and 4-piece add stamina, health, and magicka, and then there's 3 5-piece bonuses. The first 2 are magic recovery and stamina recovery. This gives you a really good way to manage your resources. So you don't have to use resource management things like you don't have to use enchantments that give you increased recovery rates. You can play off of these. And then you can actually advance these by using, traits in your gear that give you higher recovery. So you can take advantage of this set really well. The 5-piece bonus, when you resurrect an ally, you and your ally gain 258 weapon and spell damage and 10% cost reduction at all time, or to all regular abilities for 10 seconds. For 10 seconds, when you resurrect somebody, you do this. You buff them up, basically, to help them get their healing back, their health back, because they can self-heal or you can heal them. This is going to give you more spell damage to heal with. It's also going to give you more weapon, that person more weapon damage if they're stamina based. And even if you're stamina and magicka based, you can take advantage of this. I can see this being really good on somebody who wants to play more of a support role, like I said. Cold Harbor's Favorite. Another one. I mean, all of these sets in the crafting are really focused on that idea of like, and even the drop sets are really focused on the idea of like maximizing your character's potential in a way that's different than what most people see. So it gives you magicka, stamina, weapon damage, and spell damage. This is a great set to go with like, and I know a lot of people are going to argue with me on this, but this is how I see it. But this is going to go great in combination with Twiceborn Star, because you can use 2 Mundus Stones. So you can use like the Lover Mundus Stone with the Thief Mundus Stone to give you a bunch of crit and stuff. Because you're going to be sacrificing the crit sets for this. And it's going to give you the ability to use both health, magicka, and stamina for your character. And you can take advantage of those to play different roles, whether you want to be a tank, a healer, or a damage dealer. And it just gives you that more flexible playstyle to your character. And you can do it in light, medium, heavy, it doesn't matter. And it will work out. And it just gives you that ability to have a little bit of extra damage, a little bit of extra resources, and then the 5-piece. When you heal yourself or an ally, summon Cadwell's Noble Mount, Honor, who after 2 seconds casts a healing spell on you and your allies around him that heals for 12,190 health over 4 seconds. when you damage an enemy, summon Cadwell's Noble Mount Honor, who after 2 seconds explodes, damaging enemies around him for 12,190 magic damage over 4 seconds. Honor can only be summoned at once every 10 seconds, and that's what's so cool about it, is it gives you that ability, like, okay, I cast a heal on my allies, on one of my allies, now this horse shows up and heals my whole group. Or, I damage an enemy, and it summons this horse who does damage to the enemies. So either way, this is a really interesting set in its perspective of design, and I really like it. Trial sets. Now, these are the base sets, so I'm going to go over the imperfect sets, and I'm just going to show you the addition of the perfected bonuses. So, False God's Devotion, this is what drops in the new Sunspire Trial. This is a light armor Magicka DPS set. As you can see, this is to give you a damage dealing capability as a character. So, spell crit on the 2-piece, 3-piece, minor slayer at all times in dungeons and trials and arenas, increasing your damage against monsters by 5%. Spell crit again, more spell damage on the 5-piece, and then the last 5-piece. When you cast a magic ability by reduces the cost of your magic ability, by 8%. When you kill an enemy, you restore 2,150 magicka and gain Major Expedition for 8 seconds, increasing your movement speed by 30%. I like this set because it reminds me of Julianus, and that's really good if you want a set that's going to help increase your ability to be a damage dealer. And I just love that combination of the way they put this set together, because it's a set that was much needed for not only the end game community who do like hardcore trials and stuff, and focus on that, but also for the roleplay community or anyone who just plays the game, to have a set that gives them the option to have something similar to something else and that they can take advantage of. This in combination with Julianus is really cool. It's a really powerful combination. This and a few other sets in combination are really powerful. Okay? So, yeah, it does make you really powerful because of that minor slayer. And I'll even point out a set later on that you can combo this with if you want to make more of a hybridized character that can be a tank, a healer, damage dealer kind of thing, like I've been talking about. So, moving on, Tooth of Lokazitz, medium armor, weapon damage, minor slayer, weapon damage again. So this is a really interesting combination because there's not a lot of sets that just stack weapon damage for damage dealers, like for people who want to be more focused towards doing damage. So like this in combination with like Hunting's Rage is going to be a great combination for somebody who wants to make a damage dealing character, but also have the ability to not only damage deal, but also if they want to, focus just purely on stamina play, and then they can tank and do damage if they so choose. Because they can, you know, make choices and sacrifices to do different things. It's just a really good overall set. I like it. Eye of Noventus, the light healer set. Magic recovery, gain minor Aegis at all times, reducing your damage taken from dungeon, trial, and arena monsters by 5%, and then adds 1,000 magicka. When an ally activates one of your synergies, you and that ally who activate the synergy get 12% cost reduction for non-ultimate abilities, plus bash, dodge roll, break free, and sprint for 3 seconds. This effect can occur once every 6 seconds. So if you're, no matter what, if you're a magic character, and you want something that's going to give you just a slight advantage in survivability, but also have you know, the tool to where you can offer some support by using like a synergy like Mystic Orbs or whatever to give to your allies, or even the Blood Fountain, you can use that synergy with this set, and it's just going to be like a supportive set, but you can also use it in combination with this set, False God's Devotion. So you'll not only have the ability to play damage dealer when you need to, but you also have the ability to play support if you need to. So I love that they made these two sets like work off of each other so well, because they both focus on this idea of one is about reducing your cost of magic abilities. So this is going to help you not only be more effective as a damage dealer and healer, but also this set in combination gives you that way of like, hey, I throw out a synergy, my group utilized it, they used the Mystic Orbs, they used the blood altar, they used Bone Shield, whatever I might use for them, they utilize those tools and they can take advantage of this 12% cost reduction to their abilities, and I can too, because now I have a 20% cost reduction applied to the 20% I already have. So my spells pretty much are going to be cheap for 3 seconds. So I can blast a few heals off, or a few damage abilities, or a few things to buff myself to stay alive as a tank. So I can tank, heal, or do damage with this set. And that's what I love about it. Claws of Yulkrin, heavy, tank. Now you can see it says tank. So this is designed for somebody who's playing a tanky character. So you can use this, and this set is really good because it gives minor Aegis, gives max health, max stamina, and then when you taunt an enemy, you give yourself and 11 group members minor courage. So if you're playing the tank, like want to play your character with the tank role, this is a really good set for that, because even if you're not using a taunt and you're just playing Overland and you're playing DPS, you can use a range taunt as an ability while you're doing Overland, and you can still give you and your allies minor courage, which is going to be really good for you because it's going to help boost your damage when you're playing more of a DPS perspective and you're just doing Overland quests. Now when you're in a group, you can switch to a tank and still take advantage of this set as a supportive set for you and your group. And not only does it apply to your group members, it also applies to you. So you're going to get that 120 weapon and spell damage, which is going to improve your abilities with different things. So I really like that combination. The perfected sets now add things like this. The False Gods gives you extra magicka, which is really awesome because then it's more closer to Julianus minus the higher spell damage that Julianus gives you. But you do get that 5% minor slayer, which is going to put it on par, almost. And then this is just super beneficial. Moving on to the next one, the Perfect Tooth of Localzitz. I might be saying these wrong, and I apologize, but this one gives you added weapon critical. Like I said, if you want to play a character that has extra damage capabilities, and you can take advantage of those by being a purely stamina character, you can do that. Play dual wield with a bow when you want to play DPS. When you want to play a tank, you can use a sword and shield with a two-handed on the back bar, or two-handed and an ice staff. Or, sorry, not two-handed ice staff, sword and shield and ice staff in combination if you want to. And that just applies to that really well in that sense. But I would say I wouldn't do ice staff if you're focused more to stamina. I would do, like I said, sword and shield, two-handed, dual wield and bow, two-handed and bow if you're DPSing, like however you want to play them at that time. That's what it really, really does point out to me. Then the Perfected Eye of Noventus. This adds more magicka. This is going to give you some great tools for, like I said, this in combination with this, they just synergize really well together, because it's going to give you a lot of magicka. You're going to get magic recovery. You're going to get the minor Aegis for survivability. You're going to get this thing that you can use for group support. And then you have this perfected set, which gives you just that really... I just love how they did this, how they created this way to combine the different tools that you could use. Right. Perfected Claws of Yulnokrin gives you more health. So this is just making you more survivable and everything, and you still have that ability. Like this set right here, honestly, I think is really good for like a main tank or an off tank. Because if you're an off tank, you can utilize this set with like a damage dealing set and take advantage of it. Like if you want to use this with even this magicka set up here and use an ice staff and ice tank, you could do that. You could use those two in combination with each other, and it would be a good combination for that. Alright, moving on now. New collectibles. We've added a host of new collectibles and rewards by completing various types of Elsweyr content. Costumes and hats. The Priite Skeever Master costume obtained by completing the Priite Plague Clothes Patcher achievement. The Mad God's Turban Hat obtained by completing the quest The Lunacy of the Two Moons. Siege Master's Clothes Helm Hat obtained by consuming a Ruin Box Siege Master's Helm. This is obtained by using Siege of Cyrodiil Recognition to consume 20 Sieges of Cyrodiil merits. These Sieges of Cyrodiil Recognition can be purchased from Telvar General Merchants for 100 Telvar, and the Siege of Cyrodiil merits are obtained from completing Imperial City daily quests. So you can get that from doing the Imperial City stuff. Furnishings, replica, yeah, I'm not even going to try and pronounce all that. Obtained by completing the Mural Mender achievement. Noventus trophy, obtained from completing Sunspire on normal difficulty. The bust is from veteran difficulty. Mementos, the earned smash memento, obtained from completing the quest, relatively speaking. And the winnowing plague decoction memento, obtained from completing the quest, unhealthy preoccupation. Pets and mounts, so the grizzly mummy tabby cat, obtained by completing the Alfiq mummy master achievement. Sunspire champion Sensei lion mount, obtained by completing Sunspire dragon break achievement, and they do mean good luck, because that's a hard achievement to get. And I think that's a well rewarded thing, because like this, you're getting a mount for doing this, and to me that's good. Skins, Sunspire Fire and Ice skin, obtained by completing the Sunspire Conquer achievement. You can get this, I believe, also in normal, or is it? Or no, this is from veteran mode. That's right, that's from veteran mode. Okay, my bad. Veteran mode only. Style pages, Ancient Moon Crescent and the Pristine Moon Crescent, both obtained by completing the Moonlight Blade quest. New dies and titles, Iniquia. Oh, I said it right. Sunrise die, obtained by completing the Savior of Elsweyr achievement. The Blood Gold die, obtained by completing the Queenmaker achievement. And the Spectral Blue die, obtained by completing the Grand Necromancer Slayer achievement. Titles: Champion of Iniquia, obtained by completing the Champion of Iniquia achievement. Hand of Alkosh, obtained by completing the Sunspire Dragon Break achievement. Sunspire Ascendant, obtained by completing the Sunspire Completed achievement. Sunspire Saint, obtained by completing the Sunspire Conquer achievement. Godslayer, obtained by completing the Godslayer of Sunspire achievement. And Extinguisher of Flames, obtained by completing Sunspire Vanquisher achievement. New housing options and additions. With the Elsweyr chapter, you can earn special in-game home, the Hall of Lunar Champion, acquired by completing the main story quest, 2 Queens. No additional purchase needed. This quest also provides the first of 4 collectible furnishing tablets to be placed in the Hall of the Lunar Champion. The first tablet, when placed on the matching altar in the hall, marks the altars for the remaining 3 tablets. Completing the main story quest of Elsweyr in full grants a second tablet, which, when placed on the corresponding altar in the home, unlocks the first of 3 additional wings of this home. The temple home will continue to grow as you acquire additional tablets, recording the life of the Lunar Champion, Kazar-Ri, that's it, by completing dungeons and quests in the remaining 2 major updates this year during the Season of the Dragon. The home has furnishing limits equivalent to a manor, with a limit of 350 standard furnishings, doubled to 700 for ESO Plus members. So this is a very large house. As usual, there will also be an in-room, the Sugar Bowl Suite, acquired by completing the Room to Spare quest in Rimmon, or by purchasing for gold. We've also added over 140 new Elsweyr furnishing recipes to acquire from a variety of sources, including dragons, containers, mobs, and mob drops and more. New motives. Iniquia motive chapters, as well as the associated style item Shimmering Sand, can now be obtained from completing delves and world boss dailies in Elsweyr. New crafting ingredients. Dragon's Blood and Dragon's Bile can be obtained by defeating dragons. Both of these new alchemy regions carry the new effect trait of minor heroism. And let me tell you, there is some cool potions you can make with those. So we're going to skip this, the base game update. This is on the guild features and stuff. We'll do this all in the next video. And the reworked item sets, and ESO logs, and the Sky Shard achievement. And we're going to do all the other stuff and cover it in the next video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video of just the Elsweyr stuff and what's coming with Elsweyr. There's a lot of stuff coming, and it's really fun. It's a lot of exciting stuff. Go have fun, enjoy yourselves, and enjoy your adventure. And that's it for the video. You guys know what's coming next. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you guys want to see more videos by me, you can subscribe. Other than that, I want to thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and this guy might see you in game.